Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I am your host today. Today we're going to talk about basketball. Basketball is around the corner, guys. Today, a lot of NBA players did a press conference to the upcoming season. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 centers entering this NBA season. But before we do that, make sure you like this video. Don't forget, like the video. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel and do one more thing for me, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 centers entering the NBA. All right. Now I'm going to be doing the top 5 power forwards, small forwards, shooting guards, and point guards. I already did the top 5 players, so you guys saw that. All right. Now let's get right to it. So at number 4, I have Rudy Gobert. Number 5, Rudy Gobert. Now a lot of people have him higher than that, 3 or people have him 3 or 4. I have him number 5. But let me tell you why I have him high in the list is because he's probably the best paint defender in the league right now, guys. Outside of Giannis, of course, right? Now, Rudy Gobert, he averaged last year 14 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks. He also, like I said, is a great pick and roll defender, great defender in the paint. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 years in a row, including 3 years, including last year, right? But the reason why I don't have him higher than 5 because he's a liability offensively, and he's also a liability on the perimeter as far as defense. All right, he's great in the paint, but you take him outside the paint, like with the Clippers there, all playoffs, he'll get scorched. He's a liability, right? But I have him at number 5. At number 4, I have Bam Adebayo. Now Bam is at number 4. Bam improved his game so much, it's ridiculous. Now let's talk about his stats. Bam averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He's also a great pick and roll defender. He can switch defenders. Now he's one of the few big man centers in the league right now that could play in the post and play on the perimeter. All right. Now, as far as defensively, so I had to give him a tap for that. Also, offensively, he's a good pick and roll person. Offensively, he has a nice mid-range on the pick and roll. He also has a nice pull-up, all right, off the dribble, right? He had a lot of pull-ups last year, right? It's a big improvement of his game. And for a big man, he's a good passer, especially in transition. He averaged 5 assists a game last year. That's pretty good for a big man. So I have Bam at number 4. At number 3, I got my man Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns, man, he needs to get talked about more. Not really, because he played for Minnesota. We all know why that's not why he's getting talked about. But he is number 3. He's the 3rd best center in the league. Last year, Cat averaged 25 points, 10 rebounds. He also could have, first of all, he could do everything. Offensively, he could do everything. I mean, he could shoot the 3, right? He could post you up. He could hit the mid-range. And he actually got a little hand on him, too, right? You look at his shooting last year. He shot 48% from the field, 38% from 3, and from the free throw line, 86% from the free throw line. That's pretty great for a big man. All right, he's not a bad or good defender. He's kind of on the average side of things, right? But offensively, he's just great. He's outside of Jokic and Embiid, he's probably the most skilled. Well, even Jokic, I saw that Embiid, he's the most skilled big man in the league, and that's why I have my number 3. All right, and he's also the best player on his team. The last 2 guys I named, they're not the best players on the team. So at number 2, I have Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, right? MVP last year. A lot of people have him on number 1. I don't, right? He's number 2, and let me tell you why. So now, number 2, last year he averaged 26 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He's probably the best big man passer in NBA history. He's one of the best passers in the league today, not just centers, everybody, right? Including all the point guards, right? He also, right, offensively, he's great in the pick and roll. He's basically unstoppable in the pick and roll because he's a great passer. Because if you give him the ball in the pick and roll, he's gonna make the right decision, and he can pop out and hit the 3. You look at his percentages last year. He shot 56% from the field, 38% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. So he will kill you in a pick and roll because you foul him, he's gonna hit his free throws. If you leave him open, he'll hit the 3. And then if you crash on him, he's gonna make the right play and get an easy bucket from a teammate. All right. So, and he's also the best player on his team. The reason why I have him number 2 and number 1 because he has a liability on the defense. I mean, all areas, in the post, mid range, out in the perimeter. I mean, you name it, transition. I mean, you name it, he's not a good defender at all. So who I have as number 1, and I believe there's only one number 1, and that number 1 person is Joel Embiid. All right, Joel Embiid, I mean, what can I say about this guy? This man can do it all. Last year, he averaged 28 points. He would have won MVP if he never got hurt. Like I said in my last video, he would have won MVP. It's because he was hurt. They had to give it to Jokic. All right, so Jokic need to be calling Embiid and thanking him for the MVP trophy. All right, he also was second team NBA, all NBA, and second team all defense, meaning he's a two-way player, guys. He's a two-way player. He's a great defender in the post. His only problem on the defensive end, he's not a really good pick-and-roll defender. All right? I mean, we can't spell. I think he's over 300 pounds, 7 foot. I mean, he can't move like that, right? But offensively, he can do it all. I mean, he can do it all. He can back you down in the post, use some power. He can put you in the post finesse ways, right? He can put you in a triple threat, score the dribble, right? He can also pull out to the perimeter and hit the open three or hit a three in your face. I mean, his footwork is amazing. He's basically, if you take away the handles, he's Kyrie Irving as a 7-footer. That's how I would describe Joel Embiid. I mean, he can do it all. You look at his percentages. He shot 51% from the field last year, 37% from three, and 86% from the free throw line. So as a 7-footer, he's a great shooter, and he's a closer, guys. I mean, he's probably the only closer that, hey, you give me the ball, I'm gonna get a bucket. That's as a 7-footer. He's the only person in the league that can do that. All right, so that's who I have as my top 5 centers in the league. Right? If you disagree, hey, you know what to do. I have Joel Embiid number 1. I think it's unanimous. If you think otherwise, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? But let's talk about it. Put in the comments. But thank you for staying for the video, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Great job. You made it to the end. I really appreciate that. You made it to the end. Now, before you leave this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell also so you can be notified when we drop our next video. And lastly, make sure, use the comment section. Put your comments down. Tell me what you think about this topic we just went over. Tell me your comments, your opinions, and maybe we can have a chat debate in the comments. So I appreciate you guys for staying, and I'll see you at the next show.